Right. Running and riding through the dust of the dry lands. You're making your way closer and closer towards the Weeping Scar, where it is said this Colossus emerged. One that you have decided, or at least have been considering hunting down. Even though you've gotten another offer via a spokesperson for Baron Radadestri. Still you ride and run, having survived a few of the aberrations that seem to have been spawned by the coming of this thing. Whether a singular existence or part of a much longer trail leading to Kudama. Hard to know. But as you ride, you can see up ahead what seems to be an outpost. See the signs of machines digging and harvesting Essentia. Their blue glow bright. They dig and take and dig and take. All ages seem to be working, coming to and from the ground. Almost as if they put their thing right in the middle of a big bend. See a few outpost towers that are aimed out, likely to strike down any incoming aberrations. You can see at least one has spotted y'all rounding up the dust, a glint of a spyglass or scope. You're not quite sure from this distance, coming from one of them. One thing you can see through the blue light and the white dust is blood stains on the land in and around. Whether it is those harvested that have spread this blood or those who are trying to take it from them, you don't know. What would y'all like to do?
Did y'all see that sparkle off in the distance? I think someone's watching us.
Should we go say hello?
Are you familiar with these parts? Do you know who might be? Do we want to get to know these people?
If we're gonna be basing out of here, it'd be nice to know the locals. I should know some of them at least, or they'd be familiar with me.
Let's do it. I think that sounds like a plan. Jake, can you smell anything beyond all this Essentia? You doing okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's just trying along with you.
I'm wondering if this might be a very stimulating environment for Jake, being like right next to all the veins of Essentia.
Yeah. Is there something about Jake that's going on there, or just?
I think that he's wandered enough that he understands the idea of these things pop up in places where there's a lot of Essentia. So I don't think he potentially usually when he was on his own gave him a wide berth, just because that's what he was doing. So I think he's just with his group, with his pack, and he's gonna follow what they do. I mean, does he smell anything? Actually, I was going to we were jumping here. You had mentioned that the things we fought last time had internal organs that seemed to shift and almost be made out of Essentia.
Yes.
And I think that Jake, after the ones had fled, would have absolutely gone over and investigated the dead ones to figure out if the Essentia in them if there was something different about it.
Yeah. So I like playing this scene out where possibly you're talking about this, Jake, having done this, but we're riding to this destination.
Mhm.
And it's like you're kind of explaining maybe some of this, but I think so. Look, when you were looking in on these, what you did notice was many of the creatures here might have bits of Essentia that are there and cause strange things. Sometimes breathe in their breath that's nasty and ready to consume. But these were entirely changed. Not so much what would be usable, at least not right away, though you could harvest it and spend some time. What you did notice is as you picked it apart and it bled upon the ground, it had almost the smell of ozone or petrichor upon the air. It was heightened, hyper, way more powerful than anything you've scrounged up in the desert before or really have ever seen. And approaching this place, that's what seems to be in the air. It's purified. Purer than you've ever seen or sensed.
So, thinking like a dog, would he have tried to eat some of it, since he has to use Essentia to power himself? Or did it smell not safe?
I mean, it smelled real good. What did you do?
If he's left to his own devices, he takes a hunk and eats it.
Yeah, I think as you had it, your lights burned brighter blue. And even now, we can kind of see this after trail behind you. As though the air that you've gone through has almost been slightly consumed by the intense power that you give off. You're maybe, a good 30, 40 feet now ahead. Everyone's trying to struggle to keep up with you, and if you wanted to, you could probably leave them in the dust with the charge that you've had. The difference you notice, though, is when you get a lot of Essentia, you kind of consume the same rate. This stuff burns hot and fast. A lot more power, but it goes way quicker.
I think what you're seeing in Jake as he's doing this is that he definitely has that. He's got more energy, but he also, every now and again, you see him kind of stop and shake because he doesn't feel right. It's more power, it's more energy, but it's not normal. It doesn't feel right, so he shakes it like he's trying to shake it off almost. And I think so. To go back into the scene as we're approaching, he'll sort of slow down and make sure to come back to the others and say, there's more Essentia, like back in the bad things, the creatures. That stuff was weird. Not right, not normal. And the Essentia forward, same. It's Not right. Not normal.
Unnatural.
Hmm.
Does it give
Thanks,
off the
Doc.
same as processed Essentia?
What do you think there, Phil?
Um,
I'm trying to draw on my own experience with drugs.
yeah,
Is it good shit? Sorry.
yeah. But, well, there's there's that. He's thinking about it like food, though. So, I think what he would say is, processed is normal. Processed type that you find in cities. It's normal when just out on the desert. It's more, doesn't always taste the same. This tastes very different. It's can't settle. Can't settle down. You're probably getting more from the way he's speaking than anything. It seems like he can't keep a thought quite as well. Honestly,
Well,
it
he
almost
should-
looks like it's on caffeine. Like he's had a couple too many energy drinks.
Should we use all this excess power you seem to have, Jake, and go and talk to the locals? Shepard, you said you might know somebody.
I've been through these parts.
Well, then perhaps you should lead the way.
I can. Jake, be mindful of the trip back down. And then, so I'll lead us towards the nearest outpost tower thing that saw us.
Alright. So, Shepherd Pugh, what's the sign you give so that they know that you come in peace?
I think the cloak / coat that all shepherds wear is kind of this symbol of our group, and so everyone knows. You see that, you're probably looking at a shepherd, and shepherds typically are peaceful lot unless they're messed with first.
Alright. So, you come on your steed and remind me about what yours is again.
So I'm in a coyote form, but as we get closer, I shift into my normal
Ooh,
state
I love
and
this.
just walk in.
So
Yeah.
you're running like full speed as coyote, then
Yep.
they see the shepherd coat behind as you're walking in. Even from this distance and the wind, you can hear a few guns being slightly unclicked. A few are still trained, which isn't too unusual, I think. Or anybody can put a coat on. But shepherds always bring good things, at least pleasant conversation, if nothing else. And everyone knows it is the worst type of luck to refuse one to enter your town. So cautious. Yeah, what'd you have?
No, I said indeed.
Yeah. And while cautious and not too sure about the giant scorpion riding person behind you, you're allowed to get closer. As you come now, the outpost itself has a few barricades, not walls per se, but enough to try to funnel people who try to run in and do harm. to a few defensible locations. Out of one tower, you see one rifle's trained on you. See this elf come. They have an Essentia inscribed shotgun at their hip. It glows, giving off powerful glow. You can tell, Jake, this has been loaded with that heightened stuff. Whether this is going to blow one way or two ways, you're not entirely sure if they actually fire it. And by the way they're holding it, you're not sure if they're entirely sure, but they have it still ready and loaded. They call out, "Hey, what's your name, Shepard?"
Shepard Pugh. Someone here should know me.
You hear this voice ring it up before. "I done told you it was him. Come on." Oh no, they don't approach like this, especially with the finder. Yeah.
Harold, is that you?
Yeah. It's good to see you again. I have to say, are you sure? Are you okay? As they look and their eyes go straight to Farla.
Well, howdy. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
And they look back at Shepard Pugh. Is it a pleasure, Shepard?
For now, yes, she's with me.
Alright.
I'll have you know I am a delight.
Alright. Come on in then. We don't got much, but we just got figured I just built something you might want to see. Well,
First, is there anybody in need of healing, tending?
oh, it's down to business. That's right, it should be. Come on then, and he leads you through really just this one street settlement where there's a few buildings, and you can see in one that looks like it was built from whatever was left over, and there's holes in the carpentry and the construction here. Some you're pretty sure almost look like blown from the outside in, and you can see through several people with bites, a few with legs entirely crushed, being tended to.
Well, I suppose these people explain all the bloodstains you've got around here.
Well, at least part of it, you're right. These fools, they were going out past our line of fire. We told them not to. Sure enough, these folks came up and, well, they hit hammers, big ones. Top you put the rail in with. You see what happened.
Wait a minute, you're telling me other people did this?
Something about this Essentia ain't ours to collect.
Oh no.
It belongs, like I say, this belongs to, what do they say? Ryder or something like that?
Oh. I see. And how often do these folks come by?
Well, the guards say they see their shadows occasionally. Every day, 3 or 4 times, but our towers usually keep them at bay. The other day, they sorry to. Well, I'll just kind of say what happened. We saw them bring some type of machine way outside our line of fire, and it went off, and this large rock, at least that's what it looked like, came coming towards like something out of the past, catapult or whatever, and we thought their aim was bad and landed in the center of the street till it grew legs. It was about
How-
7 feet tall, and yeah,
Hold on, they were working together? They threw this rock with legs at you?
yeah.
They're working together? Yeah,
It
they're
came
colossal.
and it was like it could sense our boys. And you look, and there's 2 here. There was 7 of them. It grabbed 5 and took off.
I'm sorry, that's awful.
We're a little on edge. Sorry for the welcome there, Shepard. Trying to do what we can, and
Are there any efforts to recover those 5?
Shaker, we have all people here. You look at it kind of puts down the street where the person with the kind of empowered to sense your shotgun was down. They made that the other day, trying to be ready in case that came back. I'm more scared of them firing it than the things, I think, but no, nothing trying to get them. I'm sure if they're alive. We don't really have the people, though they were the people we would have sent.
Shepard, can you do anything for these poor cowboys remaining?
I can try. I'll go over and see the ones that are injured and see what I can do to help tend their wounds.
Yeah, you can. I think your power. You can tell me how they can get there. The ones whose legs are bad, I think would need more direction than what is common.
So I carry a bunch of herbs and poultices and things of that nature. So I'll supply some medicinal herbs where I can, and
Trying to like take away the pain, such things.
yeah, and then
Gotcha.
assess the damage, let the people know what's going to need to be amputated,
All right.
what can probably recover.
Perfect.
Do you need assistance with that amputation?
You afraid of getting kicked?
Not at all.
Can always use more hands.
So Shepard Pia, I think let's give a knowledge roll trying to understand these folks.
That is a 18 with hope.
All right. So mark your hope and examining them and taking care of this, you are able to make sure there's not infection. You begin to set it up for where you need to cut off, but you also can't help but notice that seems some of the essentia has worked their way and bonded with the bone that's been left. In fact, it's kind of combined. You can't even think you could remove it without going way too far up the leg. at least close. There's what you can do to prevent infection, of course. Almost as though that'll be right there with them. Even power something if it was connected right.
I'll call Jake over, have Jake take a look at it. What do you think?
Cocks his head. Takes in the scent. Look up at Shepard and just say, same stuff. And sort of shakes his head again, trying to clear his own head.
Let's say if Farrell is assisting with the amputations, how does she do so?
I'd probably try and sit on the person's affected leg to keep them still. This is what I do in the field. And then I'd get my sharpest dagger out, and I'd look at Shepard Pugh with the blade, an inch from the spot where I think the leg should be removed. I have no idea. Medicinal knowledge 0.
I take
Where
your
I think
hand
we
and move it like 4 inches further down.
Is it meant to be blue? I'm not sure I've seen a blue leg before.
This is quite odd, unnatural.
Do you think we could try and manipulate it in some way? Have it sever the leg or heal the leg? Do you know how to manipulate this stuff? To me, it's simply, I don't know, like a manifestation of my father's belief, but I'm sure it's functional if it can power a rock.
Whether or not it's possible, I don't know. But I would need to think more on if it should be done. I'll take a look back at Jake and see him still trying to clear his head. Say the effects seem to be unsustainable.
Jake's head all of a sudden stops kind of moving and snaps and looks at the two of you as you see the little change in demeanor come on again. And again, that other voice just says, Essentia is fuel. And like fuel, you can have too much. It can be too strong. But it cannot normally do these things on its own. The person using it must know what to do. And then see him shake that off and just kind of look around again.
Mystical canine, we will understand you one day. Okay, well, if y'all don't feel like doing some science on this, maybe we've removed the leg, but can I keep it, sir? Sir, may I keep your leg?
I should leave my arm.
What did you say? Sorry, I missed that.
As long as you leave my arm.
Oh, well, you can keep your arm. I'm not interested in your arm.
As if you made a joke that your character don't understand. Oh, it's fine. Don't need it anymore anyway. As they kind of begin putting wood for him to bite down and you're able to remove the leg. You do see even after you do, it's a little bit unable to get all the way up into the Essentia. Because you just take away the infected areas, and now that you've done, it seems that soft blue glow pulses almost with the patient's pulse, now that the negative and diseased matter has been torn away.
Do we need to like dig a bit into the wound to get the blue out? Hugh, I think that might be the safest bet. I think we've got to dig.
We dig in the earth. We don't dig in bodies.
Okay, just checking. Thought it might be more sustainable. Does the detached leg still have the blue glow, or has the blue glow disappeared from the detached part?
The tat still has the essential bone.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
You said
didn't say that out
sent you a bone
Yeah, that's what it's kind of it seemed to have fused into the bones
to
of
the
these people.
bone. Okay.
I would like to look at the leg, kind of interested, but tuck it away into my pouch, and maybe it doesn't completely fit in the pouch, and you just kind of see like the feet, like the toes
Yeah.
poking out of the flap.
You sure she all right, Shepard?
She's safe. She might be a little touched.
So your friend
All right.
goes, do you think anything you'll be able to do anything for those who were taken? You think you might can you all get them or
I'd like to try. But full disclosure, we came out here to take a look at the Colossus. And my party came for a reward with that. So we could help, but it may cost.
well, you're welcome to their weapons. That'll help.
They here?
And I kind of look and they take you to the area where you see a revolver, a rifle, and a shotgun laid out.
Do they look better than the weapons we have?
I would say if they all would be tier 1 versions of them. So if any of you took, but if you took the guns or not, but that's what they would have as they look and they go. Also on there would be a lasso.
Oh, can I take a lasso? Consider it a loan. I'm using your weapons library.
They go, no, we don't have much, and other than a essential we harvest, and that's under raid right now. So if this will be a use to you, and he takes it, and you can see there's a little bit of blood on it, but it's been otherwise pretty well maintained.
I will take a look at the rifle. I will take it apart, and you can tell Shepard definitely knows his way around a rifle pretty well. And so I take it apart, examine it, put it back together. Pretty good. I think I'll borrow this as well.
Thank you
Absolutely.
kindly. This is so generous of you, and I promise we'll put it to good use, and we will absolutely not be using it against you in the future.
You sure safe? You're absolutely positive.
Oh, you can trust me.
I may have been mistaken, but got a good heart.
Our father friend often says very, very specific things, uncertain why.
Looks like you got you a rescue party. Which way we head?
Well, I suppose we could follow the blood if if those renegades who are attacking on the border are working with the Colossus or with the rock sentient beast, then perhaps that's the most direct way to find them.
Is this a one-off attack, or have they been known to come from a certain area multiple times?
Well, it's the first one that happened for us. They kind of point a direction and goes out that way. They came from. I've been wanting to try to get a bit more idea, but haven't had the chance. So it's exactly where they would be headed from. Type of base or anything like that.
Well, gives us a starting point. We can do from there. You ready to go, Jake?
He nods affirmatively, gets up, ready to move.
Barla, anything else you need to take care of here?
I'm just gonna try and manipulate the lasso as best I can, not having used one before, but being very excited at the prospect. And she kind of looks up and goes, "Huh? We're leaving? We're leaving now?"
Yeah.
I'll follow you then.
All right. So we'll head out in that direction.
All right. So, idea, and what specific are you looking for here?
So we'll head out to the nearest, I guess, blood pool or reminiscence of blood, and I will use my ability Gifted Tracker to try and follow the source of that blood back to where it's at. And again, I mainly operate through Jake when I do this, so I'll have him be a hound for a little bit.
All right. Jake, go ahead and give me instinct.
Instinct. Okay. That's 10 with hope. No, I'm sorry. I need to sum them. There's a 13 with hope.
Well, it's very different, Jake.
Yeah, sorry.
I was about to do a failure. Like, nope, success. Here we go. Very good. Now take your hope and follow the blood tracks, and within the blood, like, you get a certain scent of that essentia. A little different, this one. It's almost more stable. But at the same time, somewhere in between. It's hard to totally understand it. It doesn't seem to have the same type of heightened burn, but without the speed of it. And as you follow, I'd say you're able to take a pause. You can see very far away about 5 of these things. Rocks with legs moving about. And trails of blood going into some caves. Almost dug into the side of some mountain outcroppings. At this point, not too far away, you can see young cattle, and from this distance, walking near some of these, you see what at first appears to be kind of regular folks. Lapida, even some promises, Cathara folk, all armed to the hilt looking out, some digging. You can see as they dig, they kind of unearth what you would regularly see what is normal Essentia. You see one of these rock aberrations come around and kind of begin to open up. You can see what seems to be a stable version of the Titan Essentia on the inside of it, protected and covered by the rocky exterior. It touches these veins, begins to make that Essentia burn hot again, or more. What do y'all want to do?
I certainly didn't expect to see that today. Jake, is that what you look like on the inside?
Jake turns and looks at Varla. Jake looks like Jake on the inside.
It's oddly cute.
Jake has no idea what he looks like on the inside.
Perhaps we could track, not now, but sometime in the future in a safer, more controlled environment. We could try connecting you to a vein of Essentia. See what happens.
Rather eat. Just rather eat. Jake kind of looks at it and notes. Weird Essentia. Weird Essentia not causing. Weird Essentia is the result.
I don't understand.
Turns and looks at Varla. Thought that something in Essentia caused the big old things to come up, but now think the big old things causing the difference in Essentia. Rock things maybe causing the burn in the Essentia now, like infection.
Oh. Interesting. Can you sense the source of their power?
I'm going to take a wild guess that Jake kind of looks off in whatever vague direction the Colossi currently is.
As you do now this close. You can see just a vague movement, almost like a mountain prowling in the distance.
Oh, I suppose that's quite unmistakable.
Jake circles around. He's talking to Farla, so he circles around behind Farla, like in reference to where it is, and then does the thing where he sticks his head out around the side.
I see.
He kind of directs in that direction.
I'm still feeling wildly underprepared for this mission.
For the Colossus or for rescuing these 5?
Honestly, a little bit of both, but I suppose we haven't seen how they respond to dynamite yet.
That's true.
How do you propose we go about this mission? My Scorpion's ready to ride.
Want to go in guns blazing or try a more subtle approach?
What do you have in mind?
I can do either.
I suppose we could cover ourselves in desert dust and crawl forth on our hands and knees.
So you want to try and sneak?
I think it's risky because we do make ourselves more flattenable, but perhaps it's the way to go.
Maybe we can get close enough to use that dynamite. One or two of those rocks.
I think we give it a shot. Actually, Jake, how fast can you run? You reckon you could beat a rock aberration in a race?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
They
Have
did
you ever
say
herded cattle?
they did say they have a machine that launched those rocks.
That's true.
I don't know if we'll be able to outrun that.
Mm. Perhaps you've just got to be creative.
Say let's try and stealth in. And if that doesn't work, blast our way out.
Okie dokie. How do I become hidden? What are the rules on hidden? When you're out of sight from all foes and they don't know you're there.
Yeah. So, you want to sneak past these large harvesters or chargers of Essentia and their handlers and try to get into the inner caves. Is that about right?
That's about right.
All right. So, in that case, all right, this will be a group check. So, which I don't think we've done here. So, we need to decide who's leading the stealth, the hiding.
I'll lead it.
Okay. So, what we'll do here then is first we'll go with Farla and Jake, and you can kind of decide. You can go ahead and go straight hide if you want, which would be finesse, or you could do something a little different. The idea here is you decide how you're helping or doing the thing that's helping you all get in, and you roll your rolls, and for your successes we'll add +1 to Shepherd Pugh's roll. However, fails will subtract.
Okay. I got a 14 with fear.
All right.
Perhaps being quite good at blending in, Vala kind of hides behind Shepherd Pugh's cloak and blends in.
I'm about to become very small, so
Oh no. Oh no, you're changing shape.
yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, maybe retcon. Maybe I think I go the cover myself in dirt option. I'm gonna like reach down, scoop up some of the sandy, dirty dust, and pat it all over me so I blend in with the environment a bit more.
Like it. And Jake?
Since Jake has been, smelling and hunting for Essentia. It doesn't say a range on this. Could he use his prestidigitation to create faint smell similar to Essentia in a direction other than us that would likely just distract the rock creatures because they're likely kind of keyed in?
I like it. We'll do your spellcast ability.
Okay. Okay, so interesting to see how this goes, because that is only an 8, but it's double 3s.
So it's crit.
Yeah, because that's how that works. Right? It doesn't matter what the actual number is, right?
Right.
That was a
Yeah.
crit. Okay.
Okay. So crit, we'll do a +2. So this would be a +3 to Shepherd Pugh's roll.
All right. So I will burn a stress as I turn into a very small fox that's suited for the desert. Tan and mottled browns. Matt, you're muted.
I know.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Talking to our department.
No. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn into a fox and then lead this sneak.
All right.
How many rock creatures do you want?
I got a get advantage on sneaks. 15 was fear, and then the +3, so 18 fear.
All right. So, fair enough. You all begin moving as best you can. Move in and out, making the sense of these things go awry. And into the caves.
As we move past them, do we notice anything about their physique that we didn't before, getting so close?
When you look real close in them, you can see each one kind of has a bird-like physique to them. Almost. So looking real close, it looks like it's this weird flesh and essentia amalgamation of a bird that has covered itself and fused with this rocky shell. And it moves with it and then can burst out at maybe great speed or something else, or what it needs to do to peck and charge this. Your idea being that hitting the essentia itself or this inner core is how one would, the weakest thing that would, the way to overcome its strengths, basically. Whereas it'd be quite hard to shoot through the rocky outside. The damage. And they're almost acting like natural things, like pack in, and you get very close to a few. And at one point, as you all get low, especially you Farla coming down, they kind of walk over you, smelling something. And that's when you realize you're not sure they really go by sight. But being this close and barely making it, you all will take a stress, please. As you make it inside. Seems to be essentially dug out, carved out by claw, maybe these things, and in places reinforced like a mine would be. Now you stand within the cave. What do y'all want to do?
Good work, everybody. We seem to have pulled that off with remarkable success. I was personally prepared to pull the dynamite out at any moment. Can you smell any of the people, Jake? Or do you only smell Essentia?
He usually only smells Essentia. I think that when Shepard Pugh uses him for his tracking, he might be able to do something. Maybe he mixes the scent of what he wants tracked with some Essentia or something. Because I do think Jake was pretty much built just to find Essentia. So there's something that Shepard does.
Yeah, it's mostly me doing all this kind of stuff. So I will attempt to continue tracking down these people.
You know, it's quite remarkable, your abilities. I almost want to convert.
Convert.
Well, aren't you a shepherd with powers from the divine?
Divine? No. I'm a guider. I'm from the land of the land. I help people go about their own path.
Hmm.
So, whatever's right for you, I'll do my best to get you there.
I could learn from you.
So I
Well.
can learn from you.
Maybe in less, under less duress.
In more peaceful times, indeed. I will try and locate these people.
Yeah. Now you made it in the caves. You start walking through. There are no guards here. It feels like they must think they're safe. And through these dug tunnels. You come in closer. You can hear quite clearly where there are screams and pain here. As you follow the screams, you see the veins of ascension, the walls around, giving this whole place soft, dim blue light. The ground, the rock, it's wet. Streams of blood that don't seem to have dried. Then you weigh in. It's a place that looks like it was there. They processed here, maybe. You've seen Sentia mines where they break apart and get the purest they can before they ship it on out. Take it away from the rock. Here at several of the tables. Todd strapped down. You can see 5 folks. Mixture of male and female. Gadari. Even insectoid. Fairy. Legs missing. Taken care of, and that Essentia bone out nice. In the center of the room, you can see Doug and being dug by one of these creatures. A hole. And it goes down deep from what you can tell. They seem very focused on what they're doing. You see, let's say Farla, actually. You can see 2 less than savory folks who you recognize standing either guard or watching the situation. Can you tell us about them?
What do you see, Shepherd Pugh? Do you see someone we can sneak past?
Yeah, there's those 2 ne'er-do-wells that are there that look kind of like your sort.
My
Matt asked you a
sort.
question. Yeah. Did you
How
not hear
dare
Matt?
you?
Yeah. I said, Farlo, how do you know them?
Oh, me! Sorry!
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you said me. My bad. Ah, how do I know them? Do they carry a sigil on the back of their neck that I might recognize?
Sounds like they would.
Excellent. All right. Having seen that they have my people's mark, I'd like to walk over there, dusting myself off as I go, as if I haven't just been crawling across the desert to get here, and call. What name shall I pick? Barry. Barry, what are you doing down in this mine?
See, the creature that's been digging almost like stops and looks, and Barry kind of goes, kind of makes a noise and clangs the spell, and the thing kind of nods and keeps doing what it was.
It's impressive that you've managed to secure one of these.
Well, Baron has been quite helpful in that. You come in looking for work, we could use you.
I'm sure you could, but my constitution couldn't possibly hold up to these mining conditions. I'm more of a project manager, as it were. Tell me, what is it that you're looking for, and where on earth is all this ghastly blood coming from?
All right. Give me presents. See how much they buy us.
Presents. Oh, dear. A 6 with hope.
All right.
Take your hope.
Yeah, take that hope.
We're gonna need it.
Make another click, and now the creature again stops and looks up. And the other person with them stands, cocks their gun as they cock theirs. Now that, some questions. Not type of questions you'd normally ask.
I'm
If you ain't
sorry,
about
I'm
to be
being
part of
awfully
something.
forward. Part of something? Oh no, you see, I was speaking with Elizabeth, and I'm trying to understand what your part of this larger project is.
Looks, and they let you all in by yourself.
Of course. Do you not remember my station? Ignore these two. They're my associates. They're helping me stay safe in this
I
rugged
was
environment.
just about to say, I'm still clinging back. I'm not in this conversation.
Yeah, I don't think Jake went forward either. So.
Man. I think it's best we secure you, Farla. And he takes out a pair of handcuffs.
Oh,
Just until we are sure everything's going okay.
I'd hate for you to become another story in my notebook. Why, I think you should stay right where you are. And she's gonna pull the lasso out of her packet, her little bag.
Okay.
I will also, at that point, shift back into my normal form and cock my rifle. Still hidden, hopefully.
All right.
Best do what the lady says.
In this case, all right. So keep in mind we have the 5 people in this room who don't want to hurt, and we have various other things. And we had a failure, so they're going to activate before y'all.
Oh, look at this! That's awesome.
Let's reposition a little bit. I would not be up front.
Yeah, please. Well, our department will be here in a second, but let me look at this. We will get all that straightened out.
What do I need to straighten out?
Sir Pew's not leading the charge here.
Put them in there.
I know. That's why I said, will you come? We straighten it out.
Who's in charge?
Farla's
Farla's
up
at the
front.
front.
Who is?
Farla.
Arla, then
Shepard and Jake would probably be on the outside, just around the corner.
Cowards!
Yep.
Better?
Proud of it.
Jake was not expecting Farla to just go and start talking to them. That was not really
Yeah.
what he was expecting. So he's just been kind of confused. He's been confusingly watching this whole thing until they took the handcuffs out and threatened his friend. And now he's just deciding which subroutine he's going to run.
Absolutely.
I recommend one that involves defense.
Oh, they all involve that. It's just what type.
When you're standing behind me, you would probably notice that I carry the same sigil on the back of my neck that these people do.
Is that a symbol of your syndicate or from your religious order?
It would be the syndicate.
Okay. So I think this would be the first time I clock that there's more than one person who has that tattoo.
All right. So. All right.
There's no such thing as opportunity attacks in this game, is there?
Correct. There's not.
But you could say spend a fear to choose to do that. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. If I felt like, yeah. So narrative, I have fear to allow these things to happen.
Okay.
So
There are some. There are some monsters and some. And the warrior class gets attack of opportunities. as a
Yeah.
feature.
And different monsters have various abilities. Like the abilities of the adversaries here are just so varied. Anything can do anything potentially, but at any rate,
Great. Love to hear it. Plan your turn now, Liv.
all right. So with that, kind of in this almost quick draw, thing, they they quickly take out the revolver and fire it. It's Farla. That is a 16.
Oh, that is severe damage. So I'm going to mark an armor slot.
The 16 to hit.
Oh, 16 to hit. Oh, well, that hits. Sorry.
All right.
So before it does,
Okay.
you hear an echoing bark loud through the cavern as Jake activates not this time. I spend 3 hope and you have to re-roll that attack roll.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
He might roll better. We'll see.
I love the idea of the bark like ricocheting off the walls of this tiny cavern.
Okay, so we re-roll, and that puts us to 7.
Yeah, worked.
It's a miss.
All right. So you bark. It goes, "What the?" And ching! It goes, "That the ghost!" As it ricochets again off. At that point, I'm going to spend 2 fear and activate these rock creatures, these particular diggers that I'm moving through, and they are both going to move up to Farla. And first one is going to go ahead and attempt to strike, basically taking its crystal appendage and just trying to jab it right through you. For a 10.
Nope.
And the second one kind of like hits some of the cenarium veins, and it begins to burn with this blue fire for 15.
Ooh, the blue fire would definitely.
All right. That is 1 magic damage.
That's it? Just the one?
The 1 magic damage, however, as it strikes, you feel your skin ignited by the Essentia fire and burn. You are lit up. You're ignited.
Whoa.
So how this will work is whenever you take an action roll, you take damage. Unless you try to put it out. But with that, I take the spotlight and I pass it to all of you.
Whoa, that's scary. Does anyone want to go first? In particular?
I think with you being up front, priority goes to you unless you don't want to.
Alrighty. I'll do my best then. So how does the taking damage? Is it the start of my turn, the end of my turn? How does it work? When I try and do something?
When you try to do something.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to do something. So what damage do I take?
Well, so when you make your roll.
Okay. Okay, cool.
But if
What
you're
I
going to
would
make
like-
roll, it would be just 4 magic damage.
4 magic damage. Okay.
So remember, you go to your thresholds, and so it's probably
Yeah.
1 HP.
It is 1 HP. Yeah. Okay, cool. And that's for as long as I try and put it out or something.
Yeah, you can use. You could still use armor.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use 1 armor to not take damage from this ignition. I don't know how that would look. Maybe it's just smoldering, but it's not yet burning because my leather armor is holding off the worst of the flames so far.
Nice.
I'd like to use my fawn ability, which is Caprine Leap, to leap from where I am in close range next to the individual that had the bell for the rock rock monster. And I want to try and swipe it. I want to try and grab the bell off him.
Ooh, okay. 1,000 times yes. Love it. Let's do this finesse.
Finesse? Let's try it. Oh dear. That's 9 with fear.
Okay. You almost have, and they look at you as they just pull it out, and instead, in their other hand, they take their revolver and try to fire it into your belly.
Oh no. Punished for my hubris.
Only for 3.
Is that it doesn't have it to hit, it just hits?
No, that's the hit.
Oh shit, okay, cool, great. I dodged out of the way with my
Yeah. So take it away
little
for the gun. You
arm.
kind of like grab their wrist and push off. As it fires again.
Oh, it's like an action movie. Yeah, that sounds good.
Go.
Also, while I'm here, I'm going to use my Rogue's Dodge. I'm going to spend 3 hope to add +2 to my evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against me.
Nice. Go next.
All right, I'll go. So, seeing Farland make a move for the bell, I will attempt to take a pot shot at that guy and take him down so she can try and grab it.
All right.
That is a critical success with 2 8s.
Woo!
So it's max damage plus
Plus
normal
roll.
roll.
Yep.
Okay. Where are you at? So 8 plus 10 for 18 damage.
Ooh. That is severe. Directly firing at their chest. they are up still. Does not take them out as they hold it like, oh, get them. And that was with hope.
That was critical success, so yes.
Well, critical success. Yes, remember hope and stress. So hope loses stress.
All right.
Hey,
I'm
okay, go
gonna
ahead.
say, I'm sorry to have strained our friendship like this.
Jake?
So, what range am I into these rock creatures?
Sure. Close.
Yeah, I think anywhere from very close to close, depending.
Okay, because I need to be very close. He wants to be very close to the one that ignited Farla.
And Farla's on the other side of him, isn't she?
Yeah.
Move over.
She's
Yeah, there
next
we
to
go.
One of the guys.
Yeah, there we go.
And Jake is going to, because he ate some of this, like, heightened essentia, and so he's got a sense of it. He pauses, looks at this thing, and it's almost like a really high-pitched whine, but it's kind of like a drone. And he is going to cast Slumber on it.
Okay,
Try to get it to go to sleep.
very nice.
So that's a spell. That's a spellcast roll.
Before you roll, can I spend a hope to assist?
How would you do so?
So I think I would also feeling this connection with the Essentia and Jake and kind of getting a sense of what he's going to do. I will take some of the herbs that I have and throw them out into the air, and they kind of ignite with whatever magic Jake is doing, and it blows this kind of scent that's tainted with Essentia towards the rocks.
All right, I'll take that. Yeah, take that D6. Spend the hope.
Okay. And sorry, I should have asked this earlier. So spellcast roll, it's just whatever my spellcasting stat is, just that bonus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
And then you'll add a +3.
Do I have plus? Okay, I have +3 from your
Yeah.
help.
For my help, yeah.
All right. Nice. So that is a 18 plus another +3. That's 21. 21 with hope.
All
Very
right.
nice.
So the one that ignited them on fire does kind of collapse.
And since Pew like helped and knew enough about what was going on, he also knows this thing stays asleep unless someone hurts it. So
Very good. With that, see one that has a bell. Looks kind of at the people. There's more than me. I gotta worry about, and starts playing the bell a little differently now. Just focused on that. So I spend some fear, and the bigger, larger one moves to one of the tables with person and grabs them off, ripping the bindings, and takes them towards the pit. At the same time, they use one of their arms to strike and are beginning to ignite them and are getting ready to drop them down into this pit that they dug. They are ignited at this point, and if they have another activation, they may go ahead and throw them in.
Well,
Spotlight
that's
to
not
you all.
happening.
Spotlight to all you.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Shep and Pew and Jake, and just like try and draw their attention to what's about to happen. And
I
then
see it. Get the bell.
I'm gonna. Oh, you're right. Okay. In that case, I'll go again to swipe for the bell. But I want to do it in such a way that I'm like looping around the person.
Okay, get behind him.
Yeah, get behind them, trying to get the keys, and then, if successful, I want to like kick them forwards.
Oh, okay. So, are you trying to get keys or the bell?
Sorry, I meant the bell.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Farla is going to loop around our department and make your roll.
Here goes. Was this finesse?
Yes.
Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. Oh, yes! 24, but with fear.
Okay. So that's 2 of the damage from the burning ascension on you.
Who needs health when you've got dexterity?
All right. So is that another armor, or did you take that?
I used my armor, but I now have no armor slots left.
Okay.
So next time I gotta take it.
All right. So now you're almost entirely consumed by this burning ascension. That was with fear.
It was with
And
fear.
you go through. You grab the bell as this thing lets go.
What?
With fear is rolling with fear is an activation. It begins driving. It goes ah as it turns and looks back at the other 4. Without. Yeah, we're gonna activate the guy you just took the bell from because that is big deal. He looks and kicks off the wall and grabs onto the top, taking his revolver to shoot down.
Oh. So I wasn't able to kick him forwards?
So your action roll would have been for the grab.
Okay.
That's what you're able to do. And if you would have gotten hope, we could have rolled again to do the
Gotcha.
kick, but you rolled with fear, which activated. So now we're still on the spotlight on the adversaries.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so he's pointing at me.
Yeah, pointing at you. Fires for 7.
Misses.
All right. It's again. Stay still, warrior. And I will then pass the spotlight.
I have a lever action rifle. So I do the thing where once I shoot, I spin it around, which causes it to reload and recock. And I will take another shot at the guy who just shot at Farla while he's distracted.
All right, shooting up as they're hanging out from the ceiling.
That is going to be a 11 with fear.
Okay. So that is a failure as they see it, shots coming, they let go, land on the ground. You hit up top. And with that, the other person in the room will finally go ahead and take out their shotgun and fire at Shepherd Pugh. Only for a 10.
That's a miss.
All right. And
I'm old, but I'm still wily.
at this point, the one that's been put to sleep will wake up. As they spend a fear to wake it.
Boo.
And we'll do another one as it goes to strike. It's going to move forward to strike at Jake, lighting itself. Trying to ignite Jake here for 20.
Yep, that hits.
Or Jake, this strikes, and now it's ignited the Essentia in your body, consuming you from the inside. So that is 4 magic damage, and now you are just lit up, burning your Essentia reserves. As we will pass Spotlight over.
So Jake is going to see that the one rock creature threw somebody in, and you hear him almost start to panic over this, and just bad rock creature, and he starts to glow all over. And this is going to be Arcane Barrage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to spend 4 hope to put 4d6 worth of magic damage into the one that was dropped the person in.
Let's go.
A lot of stuff. That is 17 damage. 17 magic damage, or arcane magic, whatever damage to the creature.
Absolutely. That is severe. As it begins to crack its own cenarium, lighting up. And that will be to you, consuming you faster the more you use your cenarium magic. That's another 3 magic damage.
Okay.
All right. And that was with hope, right?
There's no roll for Arcane Barrage.
Oh, it just happens. That's right. All right.
It's like it's magic missile, basically. It just
Absolutely.
happens.
That's right. Whoever can go next.
So he didn't actually take that damage then because it's a...
Correct. He didn't roll. You're right. Thank you. So untake the damage. It was
Okay.
It's only when you do an action roll. Yep.
So you want to take an action, Jake?
I guess I can. Let's see. But I honestly, I guess if it's still up, you will go ahead and it's just going to be his. I'm going to say that this is something. Trying to figure out where this would be. It's his staff. It's his staff weapon, which is a range weapon. But it's going to basically be something that kind of pops out of the shoulder and just fires a blast at this thing. So that's going to be a spell attack. Yeah, spell attack. Let's see. Good. That is a 13 with hope.
All right. So now you take that damage from your attack with
Okay.
that will hit.
Well, that's cool. So it takes another 6 magical damage.
Ooh. All right. Firing right into the center. How do you want to do this?
Okay. Yeah, I think that he glowed, and it's the Arcane Barrage is like one of those like cluster things where it's like all little cluster projectiles come out and just sort of hit it all over. And as a response, like it was getting hit from multiple sides, and as a response, almost like it panicked, and the thing opened so that you can see the Ascension inside, and then the thing popped up, and Jake just took aim and shot right through the
Nice.
Essentia core.
I like that. As false, the red one is gone. All right. The big one that was taking out people. Who's next?
I'm going to use this bell.
Do it.
I'd like to do a barrel roll to the other side of the room and use the bell. Ideally, the barrel roll will put out some fire, but I understand if it cannot.
It would be, well, yeah, you have to do an action roll to do that, which would be a finesse. So it's up to you how you want to do that.
So I couldn't both ring the bell and do the roll, is that right?
So you can. It would just be 2 different actions. And if you would roll with fear or something, then something might happen.
And the other one wouldn't happen.
Yeah, so remember, in Dagger, like you could go like 2 or 3 times in a row, as long as everybody's okay and wants to cinematically do that. It just that every time you roll, if you do fear or if it fails, there's a chance that the
It's a
spotlight
turnover,
moves. Yeah.
All right. In that case, I will very cautiously do just the roll to get away from the cluster of people and to hopefully douse some of the flames that have been sizzling me for the last few rounds.
All right, do finesse.
Let's say 21 with hope.
With hope. All right. So you will take a final 1,
Okie dokie.
but as you roll, you are able to smother the flames entirely.
It smells a little like burning hair because my skin is actually fur.
Yeah.
So maybe you recall campfires with your family. Cool. And then, if it's okay with y'all, I'd like to ring the bell.
Ring that bell.
All
Let's
so
ring the bell.
It's going to be knowledge.
Knowledge. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have rung the bell. Okay, 12 critical success.
What?
Nice.
Yes.
Woo!
All right. So I'm trying to. How does Farla understand this? Because in this moment, you can understand that you. There's two things. One, you're able to understand by the tones here that you can order this thing to do what you want it to do, or to do a thing. However, it must be generally within, like, protecting or digging or mining.
Yeah,
It has to
it's gonna be
be-
on brand.
Yes, there you go. It has to be on brand with what it would want to do or its purposes.
Okay. How do I verbally tell it, or do I have to like think at it?
It would be more how you make the tone. So,
Okay.
But you could. Farlow's able to do this, so you could tell me what she does.
I think she's gonna grab the bell, and it's gonna be like 3 hefty ding, ding, dings. I don't want to see the rock monster kind of restrain all the people who aren't traveling with me against the wall with its rocky legs appendages.
All right. So then it turns. And now this is your action roll, basically. So I'll guess they'll do it. See what it does here. Already determined. All right, so it goes after. It's up to you. Do you want it to go? There's 2 people in here.
Oh, there's only 2?
Yeah, there's 2 that are there's 4 that are like the hostages, but there's 2 that are the enemies. So,
I'm just gonna make it
do you want the one that you were that was firing at you, or the other one?
Don't hurt Barry.
Yeah, so Barry or
Oh no, Barry.
Barry, you took the bell from.
I think Barry's obviously the one who's got to be restrained. He's going to be taught a lesson.
All right, so as he's holding his side, trying to keep the blood in, he will have this restrained condition.
Fabulous. Barry, I told you, we're on the same side here, but you've been forced to put the rock monster between us. That was unwise.
Who would like to go next?
So Barry had the bell. Do I see anyone that has keys on them?
Yes, there is the individual now is kind of looking. You see, they've got the shotgun. That they have the keys.
All right, I will shoot at him. So I want to try and start freeing these prisoners. It's going to be an 18 with hope.
That will do it.
For 3 damage. Physical.
All right, hits them in the shoulder. And I will spend fear here. They're going to cock and fire directly back at you, Shepard. For 10.
That's a miss.
All right. So you're able to quickly go to the side against the wall. Rocks fall down, and I'll pass the spotlight back.
Jake is going to spend a action to try to put himself out.
You got it. So give me a finesse roll, and you take 3.
Let's roll.
It's burning again within you.
Yep. That's double 3s for a 6.
Gain hope, remove a stress. As what does it look like for you to kind of quell this inside fire?
I think even though it's inside fire, his behavior is still what a dog would do. He rolls on his back like he's rolling in the dust. Like he's just rolling on his back, and something about that extra movement, like it's jittering, and it actually uses up some energy and brings down all the excess energy that's burning him up.
Nice. Yeah, so finally powers, and you are, I would say, definitely a little short on Essentia, but still functional. Would like to go next?
I think now that Barry's been restrained and Fila's no longer on fire, perhaps there's an opportunity to release some of the prisoners. Maybe I don't have the keys, but can I go up and try and, I don't know, shear the handcuffs or shear the restraints on the people?
You can't. Keep in mind they don't have legs.
Oh, yeah.
We should probably end the threat and then take
Yeah,
our time
makes
getting
sense.
them out of here.
All right, well then, is the other person who's not Barry still standing?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go straight up to them, close quarters, and dagger their hopes apart.
There you go.
Here goes. That is a 14.
That hits.
Woo! But it's with fear. And
Okay.
they'll take 2. Sad.
Every little bit helps.
All
She's a little
right.
bit not a fighter.
So running. Getting again. They kind of move quickly. You get their other shoulder as they activate. Puts the shotgun into your stomach, and as they go to fire, you have just enough time to get out of the way. How do you get out? How do you get out?
Oh my lord. I'm gonna put both my hands on their shoulders and jump so that I go over the top.
And I think seeing this, I think with Barry here. All right, as you move out of the way, Barry will yell, "Can we still talk about this?"
Oh, now you want to talk? If you've got something to bargain with, we can talk. We can talk bartering.
I mean, depends what you want. We could pick up, looks things up. It looks like you want these people. I'll let you. You can get them out of here. We won't stand in your way.
I think it's pretty plain that we want to save these folks, and I think it's pretty plain that you want to save your life. So that seems like an obvious trade. What do you think, Shepard? Jake? Is that a fair trade?
It would have been until you decided to throw one down the pit.
Oh, yeah, you do make an excellent point. Seems like some of the price has already been paid.
With that, Shepard, you
you-
want spotlight? Oh, go. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, I will pass on to Farla.
Oh, sorry. Well, in that case, between the two of you, whose price should be the equalizer?
Both at the same time. Them.
I'm gonna take the bell and say, "Why don't we let nature decide?" And I just ring it.
See what it does. Oh my goodness. It's be another knowledge roll. A knowledge roll.
Every time I do this, I'm worried that it's gonna choose me. That's a 7, but with hope.
Okay, 7 with hope. You ring. It does turn, releasing Bruce and charging at you.
Goodness me.
And I'm going to activate.
getting the hang of
fear
this
for
thing.
that. It is going to attempt to do ignite.
Rawr.
That is 17. So it's I think I'll go for this time. I think here it strikes your horns that begin to burn on top of your head.
Oh, that's metal. I love that.
Rude.
That's 2 damage.
For the record, it takes a lot of heat to burn bone, so that's not going to do much. I watched too much.
It's
True
a
Crime.
lot of heat. This sets you burning. But we're past the spotlight.
I'm gonna shoot at Barry.
We just don't like Barry today, huh?
No, I'm kind of upset with them ringing the bell, and
Yeah.
also the fact that I walked in and all these people don't have legs anymore. So that's gonna be a 14 with fear.
Okay. That hits.
It's going to be 5 physical damage.
Okay. All right. Barry now taking his revolver and firing back at you. 11.
Miss.
All right. The one with the shotgun looked at that, looked what you did, takes her shotgun and aims at Barry. And blows Barry's head off.
Bye, Barry.
Puts down their gun and puts their hands in the air. I didn't throw anyone in the fire.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Philip.
Hi, Philip. Nice to meet you. I'm Farla. I'm going to show him the sigil on my neck. So, what's this ghost you were talking about?
You're on fire.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And actively being attacked by the other
Yeah.
rock monster.
I have hooves. I can't put it out. Ignore me.
I mean, this is
Pretend I
still
never said
very
anything.
metal for you do that. Just like who's on fire? Like, hey, but by the way, still very metal. All right. Spotlight. Anybody else?
I think Jake would just say something like, Farla friend, pay attention, and he'll shoot the rock monster that's attacking his friend.
Nice.
Good point. I feel like you should have said live, pay attention. But I'm going to take...
That is a 14 with hope.
Oh, very good. That hits.
Cool. And that is... 6 magical damage.
All right. That is major as the outer shell of it begins to crack open. Let's hope. So who else would like to go?
I'll go. I will look at Phil, gesture towards his shotgun, and say, "You've got a long way to go towards redemption, but taking this rock out of help." And I will shoot at the rock myself. Double 4s.
Woo! Go critical, full damage and a roll.
Whew. 20 physical.
Jeez. How do you want to do this?
So, following suit after what Jake did, I will wait for an opportunity for when it starts to open up a little bit, and then I will shoot it. And it's Essentia bits. I think it'll shatter when I do that. And just whatever sort of gore it has or dust just goes all over Philip.
All right, sprays over Phil, or it's going to be Jake. Sprays over Jake, and with that, there's this pause as they look. Well, you got him before me, says Philip.
Sure, you'll get the next one.
Yeah. Shaken. Farla, you're on fire. Would you like
I
to
continue to be on fire. I don't necessarily have a solution to this problem. Maybe, Shepard, could you just grab my horns for a second? Maybe swat
I
him.
will help her put it out. So you can roll yourself. Tell me how to do it. But
Yeah, so I would say roll your finesse and take the damage.
17 with hope, but I do take the damage.
Okay, so
How damaged is Farla looking?
She's alright. She's not about to climb a mountain, but she's alright.
I think
You get off my map.
Charred is how I would describe Fala. Lightly charred.
mechanically, what's your health at?
Are we allowed to say directly? 3 of 6.
what is the how does I guess we're out of combat,
Yeah.
so I'll just have Jake use it.
yeah, so I'd say it is helpful only because in this particular game, because when you go to 0, it's a death move.
Mhm.
There's like no, can I heal them before they have to do a thing?
Okay.
Like in some games, it's a little
High
like,
stakes.
oh, they went down. Yeah, it's very like something bad happens when you get to 0. So, almost regardless. So,
And just so you
Okay.
know, Matt, Jake, after everything is calmed down, a little compartment opens and little almost like what looks like little fixing nano machines come out. He's using the healing potion that I got as my equipment
mhm.
because Jake was 1 hit away from dying. he had 4 out of 5 hit points. So he has that go out and it fixes him, and I rolled a 4 on the D4. So Jake looks good as new now.
All these little machines come out and start to fix them up.
Yeah.
Great mental image. I also have a minor health potion from my startup pack, so I'm going to roll that as well.
I didn't know for Jake, but I have healing abilities, so I'd rather use my
fine.
stuff than consumables. So, where's it at? Spend 3 hope and clear 1d4 hit points. So, you heal 2.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Yep.
Teamwork. I feel like I'm just taking. I give you both nothing. There
Yeah.
will come a time.
You do have to remember that 3 is just one severe hit away. So
Yeah. And you have no armor too, right?
yeah, that would
I have no armor. No, we really
Yeah,
need a rest.
so-
Can we have a rest, please?
3 is dangerous. So yeah, we'll turn our attention towards the prisoners now.
All right. You turn your attention there. Get ready to release him. But with there, we're in for tonight.
Ah, I was having fun.